Learners, today I'm going to teach you how to add bends to your solos. This is geared towards beginners just learning to solo, but maybe your solos feel a lot like a scale and lack personality. This is a great way to make them sound nicer, more professional, more melodic, more vocal. Printable tabs by becoming a Patreon, links in the notes. You will see my email in the description if you want some one-on-one lessons. Grab your guitar, brain attention span, follow me on in, and let's break it down. So we're in pretty tight on the guitar. I thought about doing this in the open position up here, but I wanted to do this in E minor here so you can see the shape and ultimately you'll know how to move it. E minor pentatonic, 12, 15, 12, 14, 12, 14, 12, 14, 12, 15, 12, 15. And I would practice that with my pinky if I could, but the way that I'm holding the guitar so you can see it, it's a little at an angle and hard for me, but preferably you're playing that with your pinky. Now, we can add a note to this scale to turn it from the minor pentatonic to the minor blues, but you don't have to only play the blues with this scale. You'll hear it in famous riffs like it's that note. Now, I know you couldn't see me play it, but you recognize it right away. Inner Sandman. Heavy metal makes use out of this. You can use it over any solo in a minor key, and you can even use it in major. It's just a passing tone. And where it's at is the 15th fret of the G string. So if we add that note, it's also here on the 13th fret of the A. And we're going to be working mostly on the high strings. Now, we have this little extension here, which is on the G string. You're going to go 14, 15 our new note, 16 we're back in the scale, and you have 15, 17, 15, 17. That's how you extend the box, okay? So far we've just been talking scales, and I want to teach you about bends. The note that we want to learn how to bend is this note here from the 14 up to that 15th fret sound. And why do I think this is the best bend to learn? Well, one, because it's only a half step. So what does that mean? A half step is just one fret. And when I first started playing, I thought you just bent the notes. I thought that's all you were doing. Until I was jamming with a friend of mine, Johnny, in Buenos Aires. Shout out Johnny. And he told me, watch your bends. And I said, what do you mean? He goes, well, you need to bend in pitch. Meaning when I bend this note on the 14th fret, I want it to sound like the 15th fret. So a good way is to play that 15th fret, hear it in your ears, then go to 14 and try to recreate that. You can bend too high, and it sounds past it. You can bend too low, and it doesn't quite get there. The cool thing about the half-step bend is it's not a lot. It's just a baby bend. So we're going to use our first lick here, and we're going to bend 14 to 15, and then release it back to 14. Play 12, and then 14 on the D string, which is E note, our root note. So that's it. That's the first lick. That's the one you want to get in pitch. Mix it up with some more soloing in this scale. And I bent sharp. I bent too far past it there. So that's just me noodling around, but really get the foundation, that little baby lick first. Okay. You should get muscle memory and feel about how high that is, because now we're going to do a pre-bend where we bend before we hit the note and then unbend. We're going to finish the same way. Okay. Let's add even a little more flavor to this basic idea. Slide from 15 to 14. Play 12. Bend up. Back down, and then to 12. Now that was sharp again. That was better. It's really a very, very soft bend. It would be hard to bend flat, meaning it'd be hard to bend underneath that note. It'd be hard to do a quarter tone here. Now, really, these bends are just baby ideas for you to add to your improvisation. Okay, but we want to get them down, we want to get them in pitch, and we want to feel confident with them. Now, from the extension, we're going to slide 14 to 16, hit 15 on the B string, back to 16, 15, 14, 12. That's the start of the lick. Then the bend, back to 12, 14. Okay, now we're starting to sound like a solo a little bit. You can even, if you want to, bend up, down, and back up. That's another thing to keep in mind. With bends, you can bend up, hold, release. You can bend up and hold, add vibrato. You can pre-bend, unbend. So it's not just only bending up. You can experiment with that a lot too. Let's run through here from the 12th fret of the A, slide to 14, 12, 14, 12, 14, bend. Okay, then after that, 12, 14. You notice I keep landing on this note. That's an E note, and that is resolution. Now, you don't want to resolve every single lick in your solo, but when you're ready to make your solo sound complete and finished, you want to find an E note. Just added another lick that we'd already learned to it, and it's starting to sound like some pretty competent blues phrasing. Let's learn one more though, a little bonus one. This is a D note here, and in the extension is an E, it's our root. So here you want to bend 2, and only do this if you got the other bends down, but you're bending from here to the D to the E note. So there's a little baby lick for you. And that one's on the B too. So it sounds great as a call and response with some of these other phrases. So you're going to bend up, then up and down to 12, and you're going to finish the lick there. So we get, so you're going to bend up and down to 12. And then it's cool to add a hammer on to 15 and back to 12. You add that lick to one of the other ones we've done, you get something that sounds like this. And it doesn't hurt with that root note to go ahead and hit it twice. But there you go. That is bending into the flat fifth. You want to get familiar with the blues scale. You really want to bend in pitch. Try this over the blues first, and then add it to your favorite minor songs. Move it around, try it in other keys, try it in B. So learn it all over the fretboard, but get it down in E first, and feel free to do what I did here in the open position up here as well. Yeah, so nice. And now you have that power. You can use it over any progression in the blues, but you can also add this to your minor solos. It's a cool passing tone. It adds flavor and sophistication. And until next time, keep on rocking and rolling. Think about becoming a Patreon. It's cheaper than a cheap cheeseburger. And I'll catch you on the flip side. Monday for guitar, ukulele Wednesday and Saturdays. Take care of yourself.